If he weren't so out of breath, Carter would have laughed. No matter what he told, as long as he was with Uncle Sly, he never had what he wanted most in the world, a home. Carter walked a long way back to the halfway house, where he and his uncle were staying. Looking over his shoulder, he passed through alleys, took weird turns, and then backtrailed, retracing his steps to see if the copse had followed. He felt nervous to face his uncle again. A harsh wind swooshed through his clothes and brushed at the satchel hanging from his shoulder. He found Uncle Sly sitting on the stairs. When Uncle Sly noticed Carter approaching, he stood up and puffed out his chest like an angry ape. Carter finished, benching the worst. But to the surprise, Uncle Sly had said nothing, staring at him silently. Instead, this was scarier to Carter than whenever his uncle screamed at him. It was so unexpected. Uncle Sly turned away, letting the door almost slam in Carter's face. Carter followed, closed the door gently, and took off his shoes. His uncle left a train of mud footprints in the hallway. Carter cleaned them up. "Cold night, isn't it?" asked Mrs. Zolaki in her thin, plush accent. The always smiling old woman volunteered in the kitchen, feeding those that came through the shelter. She wore a dirty blue apron and a smile, sparkly diamonds on the chain around her neck. "You look hungry. Would you like me to make you dinner?" she asked. "No, I'm good," Carter said. He wasn't hungry, though he hadn't eaten since breakfast. "Rubbish," she said. "A growing boy must always eat. Come sit down. I'll make you grilled cheese and radish sandwich." "Grilled cheese and radish sounds perfect," Carter amended. "You see, Miss Zolowski made a mean grilled cheese and a radish. Mean is usually bad, but in the circumstance, it means extremely delicious." Carter sat at the table in Miss Zalewski's quiet kitchen, enjoying the warmest, meltiest, crunchiest, and meanest sandwich he'd ever tasted. The woman's outrageous stories and her smiles often warmed Carter with laughs. Even after a horrible day out working with Uncle, he was rare that anyone ever greeted Carter with such kindness, and he'd grown fond of her. He wondered about grandparents and what a life with them might have been like. "Would you like some prune juice, dearie? I mixed it with the delicious orange powder when my pipes are clogged." "I think my pipes are good," Carter giggled. Uncle Sly would never have talking with him about his pips, and if he had, he'd never had tolerated Carter giggling about them. Carter cleared Mrs. Alowski's table and washed the dishes as she told him a tale about her childhood in Poland and Russia, and then coming to America by boat. A boat was filled with good people and crooks too. "This diamond I wear belonging to my mother, and her mother before her, and her mother before her. When I came over, I hid into a matryoshka doll. You know, the Russian one with a doll within a doll within a doll. This tiny diamond is all I have left to remind me of home. I used to have a home," Carter whispered. What's that, dearie? Carter took his hand and said nothing. Shook his head and said nothing. He liked when Miss Zalewski spoke of home. He didn't care if Uncle Sly thought he was being sentimental. Carter often wondered what having a real home again might feel like. Certainly, it would be better than a new bed in a new town every other week. Uncle Sly stormed into the kitchen. He sat down and put his famous fake smile for Miss Zalewski. Can I have some warm soup and a cup of coffee, sweetheart? Of course, dear, said Mrs. Zalewski disappeared down into the cellar. Let me go and get some more coffee beans. As soon as she was out of earshot, Uncle Sly leaned to Carter and whispered, Today was a mess, so I need you to step up. You're gonna sweep the old bronze diamond. I don't steal, Carter said. And she's not an old bro, she's our friend. She's been feeding us all week. We don't have friends, his uncle spat. Haven't I taught you anything? Nah, nothing good, Carter whispered. What was that? Uncle Sly growled. She grabbed Carter's arm. His nail diggled in, but he quickly let go as Mrs. Zalewski returned with a tin can. Oh, thanks, sweetheart, he said to her. You're the absolute tops.